Hello to everybody. On this episode of Flixu, we'll be discussing the science fiction movie Battleship. There will be some spoilers after this. Humanity has found an Earth-like planet in a neighboring solar system that can support life in its search for extraterrestrial life. A large satellite that circles the globe every 24 hours may magnify the station's signals and deliver them towards the distant planet, and observation and communication laboratories have been established in Hawaii. The satellite sends the signal into the void and the whole world watches as mankind take the first step towards exploring our solar system. The girlfriend of Alex Hopper, a U.S. Navy weapons officer, insists that he talk to Samantha's father about their connection. It should be a simple chore, but Terrence, her father, is the U.S. Navy admiral and the one who taught Batman ninjutsu. Additionally, Alex manages to be late for their first encounter at the naval exercises opening ceremony, which doesn't exactly make a good first impression on his future father-in-law. It comes out that the guy consistently lacks discipline, and the admiral is so dissatisfied with his work that he has threatened to fire him. Samantha is also introduced to a customer named Mick, a former colonel in the U.S. military who lost both of his legs while serving in war. The guy is really upset since he can no longer serve as a soldier, but Samantha attempts to change his perspective. She invites him to accompany her for a hike on the island where the observatory is situated in an effort to reassure him that he is still the same guy he always was. A massive asteroid that is currently traveling toward Earth finally fragments into 5 pieces after passing past Jupiter. The Department of Alien Contact observes the approaching objects and notes that the asteroids seem to be forming a formation, which is suggestive of intelligence. He notifies the Hawaii Observatory of the approaching objects and informs the scientists there. One of the approaching spacecraft hits a satellite and changes course, while the others continue to travel in the direction of the Pacific Ocean. When Samantha observes 4 objects in the sky, they cause a neighboring ocean wave to crest as they fall into the sea. The one spacecraft flies toward Hong Kong and collides with the city's core, sending panicked residents running for cover as the skyscrapers collapse on top of them. The Chinese are able to sample the item after causing severe harm to the populace, but they discover that the components are not listed on the periodic table. They assume that the spacecraft is a communications gadget that has crash-landed in Hong Kong based on the way it appears. On the opposite side, the Admiral gets alerts from Pearl Harbors about potential alien intrusions, but when he scans the radar, he sees nothing. He gives the order for 3 battleships, among them Stone and Alex, to break formation and go for the alleged site. After making no significant contact with the crew sent to examine the strange objects, the main character decides to board the spacecraft. He touches the machine's outside wall, but he is shocked back and launched into the ocean. The group rushes to save their buddy but discovers that massive laser beams are being fired into the sky, enclosing the region in what seems to be a shield. When the Admiral notices this, he attempts to reach the teams inside but discovers that their radios are blocked. The whole fleet is successfully blocked by the force field as a fighter aircraft attempts to get through it but explodes when it comes into contact with the barrier. Massive battleships start to emerge from the ocean as the military watches in shock. The Samson's captain, Stone Hopper, chooses to blast the ship's horns as a warning, but the aliens answer by sending out a powerful sonic boom that shatters the glass and stuns everyone. Stone orders John Paul Jones to fire a warning missile at one of the aliens, but it misses the spacecraft and the enemy fires back with their own guns in response. The spacecraft attempts to shoot down the approaching missiles, but it is unable to do so. As a result, one of the missiles crashes on board and explodes, killing the captain. Alex chooses to fire at the alien after seeing their spacecraft being assaulted, but their shots are ineffective against the foe. Stone orders the Samson to fire, but after the shockwave, their missile systems are unable to lock on, and their guided bullets are useless against the alien spacecraft. The Samson makes every effort to avoid the multiple grenades that the enemy fires in response, but one manages to slip through and take out their anti-missile systems. As his brother watches helplessly, the aliens keep firing and manage to strike the battleship many times, causing a massive explosion that kills everyone on board, including Stone. Alex begs to return to the John Paul Jones, but when he does, he discovers that all the senior officers have passed away, leaving him as the only officer left in control. He orders the ship to engage in combat and launch an assault after just seeing his brother perish at the hands of the aliens. Captain Nagata's Japanese warship, the Miyoko, attempts to support Alex by shooting at the enemy as well, but the aliens fire back with multiple grenades and destroy the ship with a massive explosion. Despite the overwhelming odds, Alex orders their spacecraft to go in the direction of the aliens, whereupon it will ram them in an effort to get revenge for his brother. The crew informs their captain that it is a suicide and urges him to rescue the victims aboard the quickly sinking Miyoko. The main character breaks out of his wrath when Walter repeatedly reminds Alex about the dead men and commands them to help Captain Nagata and the drowning sailors. Unexpectedly, the aliens have also stopped firing after seeing the battleship turn and withdraw. However, when another ship departs the region, the enormous building in the water starts to assemble more shredding machines and shoots them towards the port. Two of the shredders go in the direction of the military installation and start wreaking havoc on the armaments there, obliterating everything in their path. When the other machine reaches the population center, it destroys the whole roadway network by bringing the bridges down. As Alex arrives in Miyoko and works to rescue as many people as he can, Nagata yells angrily at him for attacking hastily, and Alex is horrified by the turmoil of the situation. Samantha observes the alien ship approaching the island and landing inside the observatory with plans to take over the location at the same time. The two are seen by the police, who urges them to leave the island since they are close to the front lines of conflict. Samantha objects, but Mick chooses to go in the other direction and try to discover out what's actually going on. The crew of the John Paul Jones was able to rescue an extraterrestrial who was drowning in the seas on the opposite side. They remove the creature's helmet, and they're shocked to reveal a humanoid that looks a lot like humans from Earth. The alien snatches Alex abruptly and establishes a psychic connection with him that reveals the civilization's prior history of assaulting other worlds. Everyone is knocked to the ground by an explosion on the outside walls, and while they are all in shock, a large number of other aliens come to save their colleague. Alex runs down inside the ship to take out the danger with his comrades when they immediately realize that another alien left behind to destroy their weapon systems. When the alien opens the door and enters the room, Walter observes it. The guy attempts to stop the thing from scanning the weapon systems but is tossed aside like a rag doll. The squad is rapidly overwhelmed by the alien as he knocks them to the ground one by one as Alex comes and attempts to fire the alien. However, the armor makes the guns worthless. As he devises a strategy, he orders Cora to sprint to the weapon controls and lures the alien outside to pursue him. The thing keeps attacking Alex, and just as the protagonist is about to be killed, Cora moves the cannon behind the alien and shoots, shattering him to bits. The police squad that Mick and Samantha had previously seen has been destroyed as they get closer to the observatory. When they start looking for survivors, they swiftly escape for shelter after realizing the aliens are around. The two almost get caught but manage to escape. Samantha attempts to use the radio to request assistance after the adversaries depart but discovers that their transmissions are obstructed. A scientist from the observatory rushes in their direction and informs them that the place has been broken into. As their communication boats are destroyed, it seems that the aliens are attempting to utilize the human satellite network to restart contacts with their home planet. If the aliens are successful in making contact, mankind may face extinction-level events. At the same time, a crew member of the John Paul Jones who resembles Matt Damon learns that the aliens' helmets are designed to block sunlight. However, the captain is unable to understand how this would help them win the battle. He informs Alex that the species is probably similar to lizards in that they can't see well in strong lighting. The battleship's crew struggles to find out how to destroy the aliens since its radars are broken, effectively rendering them blind until they make direct visual contact. By sensing unusually high water displacements that indicate the position of the alien spacecraft, Captain Nagata suggested that they employ the weather buoys scattered over the ocean as detectors. The captain's tactics amaze Alex, who orders him to assume control of the ship since he is obviously an expert in his field. The scientist tells the group that, in the meanwhile, the aliens are waiting for the satellite to line up with the island so that it may transmit a signal back to their planet. Samantha suggests that they get in touch with her fiancé, who has the power to destroy the whole complex using the battleship. The scientist has an equipment at the observatory that can momentarily bypass the EMP, therefore he believes that this is still doable despite the communication blockage. One of the aliens discovers the guy after watching him with interest as he sneaks into his laboratory and manages to take the communications equipment. Unexpectedly, the monster does not harm the guy, instead, it lets him go. The scientist returns to Samantha after running away, and the two of them are able to alert the John Paul Jones. Samantha informs Alex that they have only 4 hours until the satellite will line up with the island and that they must destroy the observatory before the aliens can send back a signal. Their signals are interrupted before Alex can continue, telling his fiancée to leave the facility right now. When the crew notices unusual water displacements on the buoys, Alex orders Cora to rapidly mount the guns. They shoot 2 missiles at the opponent after predicting the aliens' movement pattern, but their strikes miss and simultaneously betray their position. They fire the missiles again, this time missing the target as the alien immediately starts moving in the direction of the battleship. Another opponent materializes suddenly nearby and starts rushing towards the team as well. The humans are attacked by the two with a barrage of grenades, and when the grenades burst on top of their spacecraft, the humans narrowly escape the onslaught. Captain Nagata locks upon both of the aliens as they get closer and opens fire. This time, the missiles are near enough to hit the adversaries simultaneously, resulting in enormous explosions that throw them both into the ocean. Their joy is short-lived, however, as a third opponent shows up on the map. This time, though, the alien travels erratically, making it hard for the missiles to strike them. Alex devises a risky tactic, bringing the battleship closer to the islands while putting everyone else in peril since the rocks might capsize their ship. As they wait for the adversary to approach in front of the rising run, Nagata and Alex position their sniper rifles. The enormous spacecraft approaches the John Paul Jones and starts getting ready to use its weaponry. The two of them fire at the rival's windshield, shattering the glass so that light may enter and blind the aliens. The battleship fires all of its ammunition at the opposition, setting off a massive explosion that utterly destroys the vessel as it falls to the bottom of the ocean. The group rejoices in their success, but Alex quickly becomes aware of a threat as he observes the enormous shredders coming. When the robots totally wreck the battleship and hurl the majority of the personnel into the ocean, he orders the people to flee, but it is already too late. As the battleship disintegrates into the water, Alex rushes beside Nagata. Just before the ship is entirely destroyed, they leap from the platform. The majority of the crew manage to escape the assault, but they still feel powerless since there is nothing more they can do to prevent their adversaries from transmitting the signal. According to Alex, who disagrees, they still have a chance since they can utilize the decommissioned battleship USS Missouri, which is now being used as a museum. When they get to the enormous ship, Walter questions how they'll have enough personnel to run the machinery, especially because everything inside is analog and they have no prior expertise with it. They are eager to offer their help in preventing the total annihilation of mankind when they notice the retired Navy veterans approaching them. After making a few tweaks, they are able to launch the battleship into the water and into the force field's core, where they intend to finally destroy it. When they reach the enormous machine, they are shocked to discover that it can move. The object changes into a different spacecraft equipped with several weaponry and missile launchers, ready to launch an assault at any time. As they get closer to the aliens, Alex orders Cora to direct the cannons towards the side of the spacecraft. The enemy is now getting ready to fire, so he orders the Missouri to hastily turn to the side. The aliens fire a salvo of grenades while aiming at the team and pinpointing their position. When Alex shouts to throw the anchors, a huge weight falls into the water, halting the ship and causing its body to drift in the direction of the aliens while avoiding the grenades that were launched in their direction. The battleship turns to face the adversaries and fires with all of its might, striking the aliens with a number of hits while destroying the enormous machinery that produced the lasers. The Admiral orders the fighter aircraft to launch an immediate assault on the aliens as the whole shield surrounding the region crumbles. As the satellite approaches alignment with the island, the adversary starts activating the signals in the observatory at the same time. As the aliens on the ocean try to halt the humans by sending the shredders their way, the battleship fires its last round at the communications station. Before the satellite can coordinate, the strike hits and completely destroys the location, killing every alien in the explosions. The Navy fighter aircraft rapidly decimate the shredders before they can make contact with the Missouri, preventing any fatalities. As the populace realizes that mankind has finally defeated the invaders, they applaud. After the incident, a memorial service is conducted to remember everyone who perished, including Stone, Alex Hopper's brother. They also honor the valiant troops who resisted the invaders, such as Mick, who gave the Navy crucial intelligence. Most significantly, Alex gets praise from the Admiral, who gives him a promotion to ship command in the future. While Samantha and the main character rejoice together and kiss for a long time, Samantha reminds him of the conversation she had with her father. The Admiral greets Alex and informs him that he knew about this a long time ago as he approaches him anxiously asking for permission to date his daughter. He smiles as Samantha gives him a thumbs up and congratulates them on their accomplishment. However, a family finds a weird, extraterrestrial item on their farm distant from the military base. They are horrified to find an alien inside, proving that the invasion is still ongoing. What do you guys think about this decision? Please share in the comments section. Please hit like if you enjoyed my video and subscribe for more. Next time, I'll see you all.